It's a miracle, baby.
Yeah.
Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves.
We keep having all these problems. How we gonna solve them? Every day it's the same thing. All these unsolved issues, I guess it's official. Here we go again, the same old thing. And I'm tired of arguing and lying. So goodbye.
Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is July the 1st, 2024, and today the topic is how to enjoy the storehouse. Happy Monday and happy new month to everybody. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Mine was just fine. Yes, mine was good overall. Highlights from the weekend, man. Saturday was Soccer Saturday, okay? And then after that, your girl was celebrating my latest publication, which is Tangy's Not So Tangerific Code. Shout out again to Radical Readers Clubhouse and Miss Terry for allowing me to come and share my book. Shout out to all the individuals that was there and those that supported, and I hope everyone had a great time. I was able to make one of the recipes that was in the book, which is Tangy's Cold Quencher. And yeah, man, quite a few people left with books, Miracle Sims books, as well as just books in general, because that's what Radical Readers Clubhouse does. They are just blessing the community with books. And yeah, man, it was a great Saturday. Yeah, those are the main highlights. They even had one of the ladies that go to the church. She ended up coming by and supporting as well, and bringing her son, which is, I guess, my son's bestie. So they had a little extra time after soccer and whatnot. And yeah, man, Saturday was really nice. Sunday was nice as well. I ended up getting a chance to, again, work both two gatherings and then sitting for the third one and getting a word. We had a guest pastor come by and talk about vessels, right? Empty vessels, full vessels, and broken vessels. And it was a good word. It was a good word to receive yesterday. And yeah, so alongside of I guess all the good news, right? I feel like I was getting, I guess, good quote unquote revelations or good or the feeling like good things are on the horizon. I don't know what all it could be. Prayerfully, it's something for my husband, when it comes to, again, his work situation and things of that nature. Who knows? Maybe it can be more things for me. Even though, hey, like I said, even the support and whatnot over the weekend, that's already great news. I don't know what else the Lord wants to do, but, I feel like something good is on the horizon. And so this morning when I was getting this quote unquote revelation or confirmation, when I saw Enjoy and Barn, ultimately that led me to this conversation today of how to enjoy the storehouse. What led me there was ultimately my the time I woke up this morning, which was 6:18. And the thing is, I was gonna overlook it, but when I was on my, I woke up and then I started just getting on the phone or whatever. And I noticed that 6:18 stayed on my time for like a long time. It seemed like I'm sure it was the regular 60 seconds that every minute is, but for some reason it was like every time I looked at the clock, it still said 6:18. And I was like, maybe I need to be paying attention to this. So I did Google and whatnot, and it led me to thinking about prayer and fasting and things of that nature. But when I went to the Strong's Concordance and plugged in 6:18, that's where I received this this title and this I guess inspiration to enjoy the storehouse. And then ultimately, as I was getting ready to write down what I was receiving about enjoying the storehouse, I guess again I received to how to enjoy the storehouse. So hopefully this will encourage and inspire you, whoever you are, to I guess look, get ready, or again, if you're in a place where you feel like, man, I don't have that type of good news, I don't feel like there is a storehouse, whatever the case may be, then maybe this juice will encourage you and inspire you on how to I guess, appreciate, enjoy, see the storehouse. So let's get into it, y'all. Here are the verses that were standing out to me this morning. Obviously, pretty much everything came from openbible.info. There's a lot of good verses there to peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. And so that's what I suggested that you do in the Go Deeper section. I didn't pick not one extra verse for you guys to look up. I say, hey, just go there, plug it in yourself, and whatever is standing out to you is what the Lord wants you to know about your particular situation. But these are the verses that were standing out to me to share live. All right. So Proverbs 3, 9 and 10 says, honor the Lord with your wealth and with the first fruits of all you produce. Then your barns will be filled with plenty and your vats will be bursting with wine. I know people don't like to hear a tithing and offering conversation, right? I get it. Like, people are like, ooh, like even the kids, right? I told you guys I've been obviously working with the kids at the church and whatnot, and I've been taking out time to be intentional about answering their questions that they may have about offering and things of that nature. Because if we're going to do the offering, how else are they going to learn while we're doing it? We can just tell them all day long, hey, yeah, give in the offering, guys. And they can start. I feel like the more we started to explain and answer their questions, the more they've been giving, and that's our observation of what has been happening at the church. So I guess we all have to start somewhere. So it's good that these kids are getting that early training. I got early training. Shout out to my mama and everything like that. But I think, again, this is something that we struggle with as adults. But listen, I'm here to tell you once again. I know y'all probably tired of me saying it, but I mean, here it is. I felt led to talk about this morning, so here it is again, friends. What made me start being more intentional about tithing and offering and stuff like that was, one, again, being led to take financial fitness, join this financial fitness small group at the church. But before that, I was getting this is before I got the job at the church, I think. If I'm not mistaken, this is before I got the job at the church. Yeah. So I was feeling like God was letting me know that, hey, you need to be a better steward over money. More money is coming your way. Like, I was feeling that before, and I was like, well, let me be intentional about getting some wisdom, and so I joined Financial Fitness, which was one of the small groups that the church provides. I don't know if they're still doing it, but they were doing it at that time. This was like a year or two ago. And taking that, I mean, not only did I kind of, get to know some of the other people that are at church and things like that, which was a big benefit of the group, but the things that were standing out to me was to get back into the habit of tithing. And I was tithing, but be more intentional about, like, every piece of income that I get. And this kind of reminds me of that this morning when I wrote down and read this verse that talks about, again, the first fruit of all you produce. And I told you guys what this looks like for me. So, for example, if I sell a book for $10, I put aside $1 automatically, like off top. Like, I don't even consider that to be even part of my income. You know what I mean? Like, I just take it out automatically when something first come in. And so being more intentional about that, I have not felt the lack that I felt before. And look, people can sit here and say, oh, it's coincidence. I don't know. All I know is before I took financial fitness and got intentional about tithing, offering, things of that nature, I was feeling like, man, I was always looking at my account feeling like, man, I don't have anything to work with. I just got this, but it's gone, whatever the case may be. And then now, that's one of the first things that was standing out to me, being more intentional. Two was getting in this habit of, quote unquote, paying myself. And this is something that those of you guys that are interested in, content outside of the Bible, my husband told me about Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And so I ended up reading that. And he's saying that same type of concept of paying yourself first. And, even before you pay your bills. And I know this stuff can be, oh, Miracle, you said something. Y'all can, again, pray and seek the Lord about what he's sharing with you about that. But all I know is I've been more intentional about anytime something comes in, I'm automatically taking out my offering, my tithe and offering. I'm automatically putting to the side something that's, I say, is, it can either be, the way I look at my paying myself is, it's either, I look at it as fun money right now. But this could also be savings, right? This could also be me taking some to the side for my savings, or just paying myself for me, whatever that looks like for you. So for me, it looks like fun money, but for you, it could be your savings. It could be automatically taken out for, what's another good example, Lord, that you want me to give in this moment? Investing. You know what I mean? Like taking out money to the sides for, and putting it to the side for that in particular. And then from there, going into other aspects of your life, like paying your bills and things like that. People, again, may struggle with doing it that way. We often do it the opposite way. That's what I was learning in financial fitness. We often do it the opposite. Like, we get something, we pay our bills, we do it, and then we realize there's nothing for ourselves, there's nothing for investing, there's nothing for anything else outside of, like, the quote-unquote cares of this world. And I know, man, y'all like, how you gonna pay your bills then? Well, I mean, the bills gonna be there. But again, go seek the Lord, because don't be taking, I'm not sitting here proclaiming to be no financial advisor. I'm just sharing what the Lord has done for me. Matter of fact, I did, get some counsel in regards to financial advisement as well. That for me is my brother Kelvin. Like, he's great at, helping me to create prices for my products, things of that nature. Now, he probably wouldn't have liked my idea that I had over the weekend, because, okay, so this is what I decided to do over the weekend for the people that were there at the Radical Readers Clubhouse. I decided to let them pay what they wanted for my books. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what came to me that morning, or whenever that was. That came to me to do that. Maybe it was inspired by Miss Terry, because she's literally giving books to kids, like, for free at the event. And so my thing is, like, if they want my book, I don't want them to feel like, man, I don't have it, or I really would like this book, I want to support you, whatever the case may be, but maybe the price is too much, or whatever it is. So I was like, you give what you feel led to give. And that was, listen, it was a blessing. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I ain't got to know numbers and all that stuff. Even if I sold one book, my whole thing is a blessing, because somebody was able to get the book that they wanted, without, like, the pressure of feeling like, ooh, my book is, for example, if I say, oh, my book is $25, it wasn't. But what I'm saying is, if it was, then they were like, oh, I don't have that, or whatever the case may be. Maybe they just came again to get the free books, whatever the case may be. And so, maybe they didn't come prepared to spend no money, and stuff like that. So, again, I shared all that to say that maybe, again, my financial advisor wouldn't have advised me to do that. He probably would have been like, but he might have, because, I mean, he understands me and my, my heart and stuff like that. So, but my whole thing is, again, if you have to seek counsel, there's nothing wrong with seeking counsel. Again, I've been receiving, over the past few weeks, this concept of coaches need coaches. Everybody needs each other in that regard. And so, you might need someone to help you when it comes to finances and things of that nature. So if you can get a financial advisor, or, again, you have a confidant or somebody like that you can, communicate with and things like that, so you can prepare yourself. There's plenty of resources out there as well, especially if you're a believer. Like, there's plenty of Christian resources about finances and how to do this thing. I gave my mom the book that I got for financial fitness, so I don't remember the name to tell y'all what it was, but there's ministries out there that have done, they have created resources for you to understand what I'm saying, if you don't, basically. So you guys can be able to Google those things, Christian financial, I hate to say advice, but yeah, start there if you need to go deeper about ways to do that. But anyway, these are things that I basically have incorporated in my life that have been life-changing, okay? All I know is, ever since I started to be intentional about doing it, your girl has not been lacking, okay? Last year was Abundance 2023. This year, like I said, we had a crazy start in regards to just overall with everything. I felt just attack after attack after attack. But financially, I've still been in a good place. Like, even when I feel like, okay, I don't have anything over here, I know that I got it over there to be able to transfer over here to do whatever needs to be done. So things have been getting done, and I've still been, enjoying the things that I want. I've been enjoying the storehouse. Okay, let me keep going with these verses, okay? So Deuteronomy 28:8, it says, the Lord will command the blessing on you in your barns and in all that you undertake. And he will bless you in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. This is good. Like, this sounds like some good news. Now, I hope that, you can receive it. I hope it's for you today. I feel like it's for me. Knowing that the Lord is going to command a blessing, he's giving it says here, the land, and yeah, he's commanded a blessing in the barns and things of that nature. And so, another thing I've received over the past week, there was a guest that came, and I think I shared with you guys the quote he said, but if I didn't, I don't have it in front of me, so I'm going to probably butcher it. But basically, he was saying that, like, whatever we need is already in us. And that was standing out to me that day when he said it. But one, because he said it multiple times, but two, I know sometimes we don't feel like that's true or that's accurate information. Matter of fact, yesterday, the lesson that we're working with the kids on this week, it kind of references that. It talks about how Saul, King Saul, before he became a king, he didn't have anything. Like, he was looking for his donkey. He didn't have any money to give to Samuel. He had maybe like a piece of a shekel or a silver or something like that. So he didn't really have anything to give to basically help to find the donkey and things of that nature. But they went to Samuel anyway, even though they didn't have. And ultimately, Samuel gave them two pieces of good news. The good news that the donkeys were found, and then also the good news of, hey, you about to be king. Like, again, so we're reminded the kids that God can use what we have. And it's true. I mean, we talk about all the time, the 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. And I feel like I've been living that in a variety of ways, especially over the past few years, especially in 2019. I told you guys about my whole journey with that. Y'all, it's all documented. So you guys can go and just Google or go to my YouTube or go to my Facebook or whatever, and y'all can see me talking over the past, especially like I said in 2019 when I felt like I didn't really have much of anything, but God was blessing and opening doors, and I was, I didn't know I was planting seeds, but he had me planting seeds that flourished in 2020 is when I needed them to flourish. And so, even if you feel like you don't have anything, right, you do have something, right? We got to get out of that mindset of thinking you don't have, and look at what you do have, and then present that to the Lord, because what he can do is multiply whatever it is. I saw a quote recently. It was talking about, we're out here doing addition when he's doing multiplication, So, again, give the Lord what you got, I know we struggle because then we be like, oh, I don't want to give up what I have. Like, I told you guys how my son was looking at that. He had some coins. And I was like, so son, you got to learn how to give an offering. But if I give my coins, then I won't have any coins. I'm like, listen, and so we're the same way as adults, right? We're like, oh, I got this. So I don't have. But the Lord will show you what he can do when you trust him, right? I think the whole thing is trusting him to be your provider and not your job, not you, not anything else. So something about them first fruits now. But anyway, let me go ahead and keep telling y'all what the Bible says. So then, Philippians 4:19, it says, and my God will supply every need of yours according to his riches and glory in Christ Jesus. I mean, very familiar verse. I ain't got too much to add to it. It's giving us a promise. It's making us a promise of what he will do. And so we got to decide whether we believe that or not. Let me say it again. We got to decide whether we believe that or not. And then if we're going to live according to what we hear. Matter of fact, again, we talked about last time I was here, right, on Saturday, listen and obey. So, I mean, look, you're hearing it. You're hearing the word today. I hope you obey. So you can, enjoy the storehouse, okay? Proverbs 10:22, it says, the blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. At the end of the day, I guess that's the difference between what the Lord does and what the enemy does. There was a verse that was standing out to me this morning as I was looking through. I didn't write it down, but it's in the Go Deeper section if you go in to, look up Enjoy the Storehouse at openbible.info. There is a verse that talks about the wealth of the pretty much just saying the wealth of the righteous is passed down to their children's children, but the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. And that was standing out to me this morning. I was asking my husband what he thought about that verse, and his first question was how. And so we kind of went deeper about that. I ended up going to my one of my other resources and getting more information about that. But this is a promise that is in the Word of God. This is something that is telling us, is saying that it is the Lord that makes rich, and He has no sorrow with it. Now, there's plenty of rich people that we see, right? And we hear all the rumors about like how they got their riches and how they got to be where they are and all these type of things. And a lot of times, again, the quote unquote rich people, right, are they don't have the, again, peace, love, joy, and all the things that God gives us, right? The fruits of the Spirit. But what it's telling us here is that with God, the riches that He gives us, we don't have to worry about sorrow. We don't have to worry about, again, selling our soul or whatever the case may be, to receive the blessings of the Lord. So, I hope that you guys have learned today how to enjoy the storehouse, because that's ultimately the juice this morning. And you guys can go deeper and, see more verses and whatnot in the Go Deeper section if you go, again, to openbible.info and plug in that phrase, enjoying the storehouse. The Bible verse of today is Habakkuk 2:14. It says, "For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Did you know that you can support us for just 99 cents a month? That's right, friends. You can support everything that we do here at GSL for just 99 cents a month. Take a look around wherever this post is. You might see a link or maybe even a button that says support. Go there, check out the options, consider supporting us because, we enjoy bringing you all the daily inspiration as well as the weekly talk show, but we have much, much more to come. Thank you so much for the consideration. Bye-bye.